Islam, y'all. Peace. It's your brother Cool. Today is the seventh day, first cycle of the year 1439 Moorish calendar. We know today as Wednesday, March 28th, 2016. Ancient name of this day is Dawoodi. All right. Also known Wednesday is the day of Mercury, which is the planet of communication. All right. So this particular video, I titled it "The Original Merch." The original Merc. All right. Merc is short for merchant. Merchant. You know what I'm saying? People who would sell, barter, and trade things. The reason why I titled this video, this was based off a video I saw, and I got inspired from real talk. This was a Canaan Land Moors video, and they were in South Carolina, but it was like a big conference meeting. They had Taj, they had Alim, Asaru Alim Bey from Washita. They had Cujo was in there. They had Brother Set and Ra, and a few more other. I think that's about all the Moors they had. About 4 hours and change long, but it was beautiful. You got a lot of different perspectives from different Moors. So the inspiration in this video is there's a lot of talk about how to claim the Social Security, how to become a secured party creditor, how to claim the so-called monies from the TDA. What about the UCC1? What about the treaty? Is it real? Does it apply to us? I want to squash all these things. Now, I already did a prior video about the treaty, but to go in a little bit deeper, because a lot of people understand that the treaty is, first of all, it's the longest lasting treaty today in the planet, right? So with that being said, the treaty is perpetual. Y'all know what perpetual means? Meaning it's everlasting. You know what I'm saying? For instance, when the Prophet Drew Ali set up the Moorish Science Temple of America in 1928, he established it as an ecclesiastical body, politic, and corporate from the moment that he filed it in Cook County Recorder's Office. And from that moment that he filed it, it became a perpetual ecclesiastical body, politic, and corporate. Okay? The problem with that is Prophet Drew Ali isn't the one that changed it over after 1928. Someone else did that. Okay? That's where the problem lies. So, the Social Security. Social Security is modern. It has not been in existence since ancient times. Okay? We, as the original merchants of the planet, to hell with America, original merchants of the planet, we bartered and traded with whatever we deemed fit. Whatever we wanted to put value in, that shit had value. And then we would use that to trade with someone who did the same thing and something they saw, and it was like, I'm going to put value in that. I got this to trade. What you got to trade? All right? So we was never encumbered or limited by Social Security numbers or by, any of those things. We just did straight barter and trade. We made anything valuable. You know what I'm saying? If enough of us decided that this tree branch is worth something, then we would use this to trade. Yo, how much is this? Three tree branches. Boom. You know what? Boom. There you go. Here's 3 tree branches. All right? So we, as the original people or the original mercs, we decide what's money or not. Europeans have to use gold and silver over here. They can't decide over here what's money or not. Now, what they can do is say, under fraud and color of law, they got to do a lot of things behind the scenes where no one can see, on the hush-hush. Because if they did this shit in public, it'd be obvious and no one would allow that shit, right? Right off bat. So you have to understand, the Social Security is not for us. Social Security is for Europeans, so they can do commerce here on our land. Because if I'm Aboriginal and you Aboriginal, and I say, I need something you got, you need something I got. All right, trade for trade. Or you know what? If I don't want to trade that thing, I can find something else. Maybe I can find something else that will arouse your interest in it, and then we can barter and trade that way. It's negotiation. It's contracting. You see, but we as the original mercs, we can decide what we want to trade and contract with. Europeans cannot do that over here. They can't do that. Matter of fact, I don't even think they could fathom doing that. I don't think they could fathom living without notes. That's my personal opinion. But for all those people who was rushing in trying, oh, let me tap into the TDA account. There is no TDA account, man. There is no TDA account. There is no money. There is no money. We are the money. Hello, hello, hello. Do you know how much I'm worth? You can't put a number on how much I'm worth. I'm priceless. It's me. It's you. It's not notes. It's not a credit card. It's none of that shit. None of that shit is value. You are the value. That's why they're using those false instruments, right, to trade you on the market, because you are the value. You're the one that's producing and creating shit, right? Okay, so with that being said, let's stop contemplating so heavily on Social Security and how to tap into the TDA account. That's just not for us, family. It's not for us. It's a hamster wheel trap. This is why I always, you know what I'm saying, I always support the idea of, I say choke the straw. People want to capture the straw. Choke the motherfucking straw so that nobody can use it against you. And then you know what? You make a nice little place on a shelf somewhere and you place it there. And then you never use that shit again. That's what you're supposed to do with the straw. Because you're supposed to be doing business in your free national name, in your trust. That's how you're supposed to be doing business. Not take the social and then you continue doing business with the social. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do business in your free national name. See, because if you continue doing business in another man's name, then you messed up in the game. You don't have no rights or claims to anything, because everything you're using is not yours. It's from someone else's. That's like if I met, you know what I'm saying? If I met a female and everything about her wasn't real. Her hair ain't real. Her eyes ain't real. Her eyebrows ain't real. Her lips ain't real. Her Botox. None of that shit's real. It's the same equivalent. It's the same thing, y'all. So let's remove that shit off our shoulders. Because guess what? It's slowing us down, man. Because everyone's trying, let me tap into this TDA account. Let me get these notes. Do you not understand you are the money? Do you not realize all these people in the background who you cannot see, who are working on, putting out this message of TDA accounts and tap into this and discharge this and do that and do that? Don't you realize they doing all that shit? Right? They're doing all of that work in the background to do all of this shit. They're not showing you that. They're just telling you, hey, you can tap into the TDA. Tap in. But then when you talk about, what's the actual process? You know what I'm saying? No one can tell you. Has anyone gone to a damn social or a Federal Reserve Bank and walked into the Federal Reserve Bank and walked out with some notes coming out of their estate? Has anyone done that? If you don't know anyone who's done that, stop entertaining what you hear from other people that you don't know. That's how I function. If I don't know someone who's actually doing this shit, I ain't gonna talk and act like, you know what I'm saying? This is what you do. I heard this, brothers. I heard this is this. I don't like that shit. That's lame. I don't go off what he said, she said. I hear what I hear what he or she said, and then I go look it up for myself. Research. Study to show yourself approved. Because there's going to be little traps and things along the path, not to hem you up, but to make sure that you're sharp. What's the point of getting this knowledge if you're gonna be dull in the brain? You gotta be sharp with this shit. That's why they say steel sharpens steel. The intention was never for the steel to be dull. Never. Sharpness is what you want. Sharpness in the knowledge. Okay? And what sharpness is precise. Sharpness doesn't like to, let me grab everything. No, sharpness aims at a particular point and just pierces through it. All right? So this is the point I'm piercing through today. If the TDA account was a big ass balloon, let's in our minds, let's take that imaginary bow and arrow, let that shit go and pop that fucking balloon, because there's nothing but hot air with this TDA account crap. There's nothing but hot air, y'all. You know why? Because if you didn't create that system with the Social Security and the birth certificate, if you didn't make the operations of that system and how it functions, you don't own it. Best thing you can do is say, yo, you can't use it and I can't use it. It's going to be on this shelf. What's up? I'm Cool Mare Su El. Proprio persona su juris, su heritis, solo proprio. What's up? You see? It's that simple though. It's that simple, but people don't comprehend. People don't comprehend. Yo, the treaty. I've been using the Treaty of Peace and Friendship for over 5 years now in my commercial and contractual dealings. It's real. Trust me. It's real. It's very real. So for anyone who's talking about, yo, the treaty don't apply, you know, it's what happens after 50 years? Well, after 50 years, unless 4 years before, that means year 46, there was a letter written to have a convention held on the expiration of the treaty on year 50 to discuss, to add amendments to it. Not for us. You see, because a lot of people think, oh, well, shit. What happens if the Treaty of Peace and Friendship gets dissolved or whatever, terminated? Nigga, we are the original peoples here. The treaty was not for us to exist on our own land. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? If this is our home, we're not treatying with other nations to allow ourselves to do business on our homeland. We're treatying with other nations to allow them to do business on our homeland. Without getting killed, without getting kidnapped, you know what I'm saying? Without getting their shit pillaged, robbed, stolen. That's what we're doing, but you see how karma plays? Because the same things I'm talking about, right? We did to the Europeans. Even though we signed a treaty, we still robbed their shit. We still robbed their women. We still pillaged all their prize and booty, regardless of the treaty. They doing the same shit to us today. It's called karma. It's called karma. Okay? So, understanding that, as the original mercs, stop looking into this TDA account shit. It's a trap. It's going to get you caught up. And it's going to get you right back in that hamster wheel. Right back in that hamster wheel. Because like the prophet said, do business in your free national name. He didn't say do business with the Social Security card in your free national name. No, man. Yes, update everything, but like I said, to choke it. Choke it. It's no longer a U.S. citizen. It's a non-citizen national. It's other. You understand what I'm saying? Take it out the system. Choke it. Choke it. Y'all so in love with the straw. Y'all can't let that shit go. I'm gonna hold on to this shit. I want my TDA account. I want this. I want that. When this shit comes, look, man. Only thing those instruments are proof of. Only thing those instruments are proof of is denationalization. That's the only reason why I hold on to my shit. Not to go around and use it and do commerce and do this and that. No, I'm not doing nothing in the straw name. And I haven't done anything in that straw name in over 5 years. Everything's been in my free national name through my trust, utilizing my Treaty of Peace and Friendship, which my country was the first to recognize the United States, the corporation. All right? So understand what I'm saying. We've been here. So we can barter and trade however the hell we please with one another. Okay? We are the original mercs. Don't get that twisted. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Because the moment you get that twisted, the moment you once again give your own power back to the Europeans. Okay? So with that being said, being that we are the original mercs, we were in existence before Social Security number, before TDA accounts and all this crap. Like I said, man, they're printing notes for free. No, let me not say for free. What is it? 3 cents? 3 cents to print any type of note. $100 note. What's up, Kenny? 3 cents to print a $100 note. 3 cents to print a $50 note. 3 cents to print a $20 note, a $10 note, a $5 note, a $1 note. 3 cents. 3 cents. Okay? So there is no money outside of yourself. You are the money. All right? You got I really got a real. I'm smiling right now because I'm hoping that as I'm saying this to you, a fucking boulder is being pushed off your damn shoulder, because it doesn't need to be there. Okay? It doesn't need to be there. It really doesn't. And then as far as the and before I go into the UCC, right? The treaty is perpetual, like I said. So unless on year 46, you know what I'm saying, majority of the United States and Morocco, pretty much, right? Us and them. Year 46, if we decide that we want to make some amendments and changes to it by year 50, then we do that. But the treaty is perpetual. It doesn't end. Even today, it's still the longest lasting treaty. The treaty was signed in 1786, y'all. 1786. The last person to make mention of it, I'll be real, to my knowledge, was Obama when he got inaugurated. What was that? 2008? 2008? 1786 to 2008. Obama was still talking about the treaty, long-lasting treaty, first country to recognize the United States. All right, what is it now? Well, now we're in 2018. That's 10 years later, y'all. The treaty is still in full effect. I just told you I've been using the treaty for the past 5 years. 5 years to protect my estate. I'm not... Man, we need to simplify, y'all. It's extremely important for us that we need to learn how to simplify things. And if we simplify things, we'll be able to move in a much more smoother fashion. But if we're always going to try to kink up shit and kink up our own processes and strategies where we're creating with, it's kind of like the squirrel thing. You're focused on what you're doing and then someone just says, boop, TDA, oh, TDA. And then you go running off the TDA. Yo, you was just working on your trust though. What about your trust? How about you get that? How about you get the knowledge on how to operate that? You talking about TDA, but you don't know nothing about trust. You don't know the basics of one-on-one on trust law. Because if you study trust, then you'll realize the TDA is a game. If you really know trust, you'll know what's real and what's fake, what's worth investing in and what's worth not investing, and what's not worth investing in. You'll be able to tell a difference. That's how I know a lot of people don't study trust law. You still talking about TDA accounts. You don't study trust law, yo. You don't study trust law. You faking it. You're faking it, man. Basic trust principles. Grantor, trustee, beneficiary. Most of y'all don't even know that after a certain point, the trust, they don't even talk about trust anymore. Why? Because once you got the basics down, it's left to your creativity. That's what they don't have. That's how people be like, yo, I'm trying to find something on trust. You're not going to find a vast, expansive thing on trust, on years. It's just going to be that basic layout. You either have a private trust or so irrevocable for yourself or your family. That's it. Who are my heirs? Who are my beneficiaries? That's it. Trust is basic. Everything else after that is up to your creativity. Oh, I want to make this an indigenous aboriginal trust, ecclesiastical body politic type. It's up to your creativity. I'm starting to get the impression that, let me not say this. I will say it, but not in the way I was going to. Let me say it in this way. Are you afraid of your own creativity? What was that? Coach Carter. I know this poem predates the movie Coach Carter with Samuel Jackson, but this is the movie I heard that poem in. All right? In that poem, I don't even remember the first line. What is my greatest fear? My greatest fear is that I am more powerful and Don't quote me on that. I'm butchering it, but my greatest fear is that I might be more powerful than I could ever imagine. And I think that's where we're at this point. Everyone is so afraid of their own creativity, it scares them stuck. And when I say it scares them stuck, it scares them to be stuck. Like, rather than stepping outside of the box and really digging in, you rather just stay in and just keep on running through that hamster wheel. TDA account, boom, oh, okay, let me run over there for a little bit. Discharge, all right, let me run over here for a little bit. Okay. UCC1, oh, let me run over here for a little bit. TDA account, up, back here again. Yo. They took the gold out of the banks since 1933. You know what that means after that point? After that point, they are no longer lawfully doing business here. Because in the Constitution, only gold and silver can be used, and things of precious value can be used to pay off a debt. So any type of debt anyone is claiming that you have to pay in the form of notes, you need to understand trust law, y'all. And this is why I say don't go and just sit down and watch YouTube after YouTube of someone talking, but don't research the reference points that they're giving you. And if you're watching someone who just talks and they don't give reference points, stop watching them. Because you need to be able to see with your own eyes what the hell someone's talking about. Because what I'm talking about, I saw with my eyes, reading fucking documents, congressional records, manuals, like the IRC. See, a lot of people haven't read the IRS manual. I've read the IRS manual, so I know what they're supposed to do. I know what their job is. I know what their obligations are to me. Not my obligations to them. I'm not obligated to them. They are obligated to me. They work for me. And who am I? I am the original Merc. Indigenous, Aboriginal. I'm not Black African American. I don't identify with a birth certificate. I don't identify with a social security number. You crazy? I don't identify with these things. I have a self-identification as an Aboriginal Indigenous Mer, who's a part of an ecclesiastical Moorish society called Sunel Shi'a Meru Republic. That's how I identify. Because, according to the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, right, which applies to humans, humans have the right to a nationality, indigenous peoples have the right to a nationality, and children have the right to a nationality. All right? So that lets you know that indigenous peoples have the right to self-determination. Do you know what falls in line? Like, do you know what put it like this. If self-determination was like the gas, right? It's giving it the power. You know what self-determination is pushing? Self-autonomy, self-identification, self-government. Everything is about self, okay? So if you don't comprehend that, you're never going to get the message. You're always going to miss it. And then you're always just going to be wandering from one hamster wheel to the next, I don't like living in hamster wheels. That shit is whack to me. So I was like, what keeps putting me in this hamster wheel? I'm not researching the reference points that people are mentioning to make sure that I know. Because I might be reading that shit and I'm like, yo, damn, what that brother said was incorrect. Because according to the manual, I'm seeing with my eyes that it says this. It's that simple, y'all. It's that simple. You know, it's like the more you study, the lighter you become. Because you can see more of the bullshit. Oh, I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. Dude, I've been operating I haven't filed out one UCC1 nowhere. I'm operating. Tax treaty benefits. I don't get taxed by foreigners. I can put my property in the name of my trust. I have the copyrights to the trust. Why? Because no one else, before I came up with that trust, no one else came up with that. So therefore, I have the original copyrights as well as the intellectual property rights. But see, y'all don't study trust law. It's frustrating, family. Because if we studied, a lot of these games and little tricks we wouldn't fall for, man. wouldn't fall for it. And that's all I'm saying. We are the original mercs. So don't worry about tapping into the TD account. A lot of these people on benefits right now with Social Security, it is not a guarantee that there's going to be notes, right? Not money. It's not a guarantee there's going to be notes waiting for you. Because mind you, the United States has been bankrupt since 1933. It's 2018. They've been through about 4 different shelves. So, like really, nothing lasts forever. Yo, nothing lasts forever, yo. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing. Okay? And to fine tune that, the only way the treaty becomes terminated, because I don't know if y'all realize this, right? This is why I said the treaty is not for us, it's for the Europeans. Because once that treaty becomes terminated, somebody got to go home. Yeah, I know that, right? So if you ain't from here, you got to go home if that treaty gets terminated. That's why that's the longest lasting treaty in world history, not just American history, world history. The longest lasting treaty. If you ask me, the only legit treaty. Because Indians are under the Bureau of Indian Affairs. A lot of y'all don't know, but Indians are U.S. citizens. That's why they get such great benefits. Because they're U.S. citizens. And they're in the game of keeping us asleep, of having us think that we from Africa. So they can keep amongst themselves, play the game with the European, hush hush, collect their little stipends, have their little casinos, have their little reservations. You Negro black colored. That's the game they play. So I'm letting y'all know now, Indians are U.S. citizens. Are you Indian? Is this India? Very, very good questions to begin asking yourselves. Because if I were to call myself an Indian, and then I meet a brother coming from India, right? So what are we, Indian and Indian? Like seriously, family. All right? So once again, man, let's bring it back. Be ourselves. Simplify. All these things are not necessary for us to be. We've been here. So guess what? If all the banks shut down, what we're going to do as Aboriginal indigenous people is going to be like, well, it finally happened, y'all. So I got some corn here. I got some apples. I got vehicles. I got electronics here to barter and trade. What do you got? You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to do. So now, if you're still in the European mindset, you're still following behind European gods, you're following behind those notes, then when it crashes, you know what I'm saying? And then the depression hits. Yeah, because there's going to be another Great Depression, y'all. Real shit. There's going to be another Great Depression. So I suggest, this is why the prophet said, you better have food supply for 90 days worth. If you don't do what I say, you're going to regret it. That's what the prophet said. He said you better have a 90-day supply of food. You know why? Because the grocery store is going to close down. How many grocery stores have already closed down around the planet? Y'all not paying attention. It's already happening. It's already here. And y'all thinking, y'all still waiting like, oh, I'm waiting for it to happen. I'm waiting for Babylon to fall. Babylon done fell already. You know who keep Babylon standing? You. Because you want to continue to be a 14th Amendment citizen. So therefore, you are continually being Babylon's asset. So if you would stop being Babylon's asset, right? Because remember, you're the real money. So if you're chattel property, Babylon has money. See, they have money. They give you notes. They have money, which is you, and then they give you the actual money, notes. And then the money is thinking, oh shit, these notes is money. They push everything outside of ourselves. So we got to come back within. We got to close everything within. See what's real from fake. And it'll be very easy for us not to get caught up in the BS and the hamster wheel. Okay? So I hope this video really, really touches some things, man. All right? We are Moorish Americans. We have a treaty. We don't need to utilize European shit to function. However, this is chess, not checkers. Right? This is chess, not checkers, right? So being that we are the original mercs here, we're always going to find a way to make things work in our favor while we're still establishing our own shit and getting our shit set up. That way we won't need to go to Europeans for nothing, like how it used to be. It wasn't no Europeans here. So literally, you couldn't go to Europeans for anything. Not even if you wanted to, if you was in America at one point. All right? So with that understanding and with that message, I'll leave you, fam. Peace, love, and light. It's your brother Cool. Islam.